Thank you for coming out. We have CDs in the back for sale. I'm going to be saying that pretty much all night. Enjoy the night with us. Thank you very much.
Got a drink, baby. I'll tell you one thing though. The wind is coming from this way, so if you want people's hair to stay out of their faces as you're talking, I would try to stay looking at them in this direction.
Abandoning the focus on my camera on this strange and windy night, I followed Tyler down the beach towards Michael and Nate. We were in Corpus Christi, Texas. Michael was an old friend of mine since high school, and I'd taken an interest in the band he was in. I began filming them off and on for about a year, recording several concerts, interviews, and simply them being human. I believe there is a type of freedom to who they are. I found them unrestrained by the need to play what the listener desires to hear, choosing instead to cascade sounds of joy and trumpets of madness at the listener, like a kind of hornet forcing the world to reckon with it, then it the world.
trials and tribulations. I can't take them anymore. That's all.
This is day 2 of quitting smoking for me. Yeah, sweet. We're gonna stay and we're gonna sleep in our cars. His car. We're gonna sleep in our car tonight because that's how rockstar we are.
Who is glowing the sun?
I am.
Pretty sure I are as well.
And he is. And this guy over here too. Just happens to be. And where's Harley? Nah, I guess she's not really part of the band. She would be here right now if she were. Yeah.
Tyler Weaver, Nigel Barrios, Michael Tez, and Nathan Shimmick. And
We are glowing the sun.
Glow in the sun.
Groovy.
A natural.
We want to bring the
real-
image of like just a band that wants to be everything they can be in their sound, trying to be
in
a
the
band,
moment.
yeah, a band
alive.
that just
Yeah.
enjoys
Being able to totally feel like the good energy and everything, like
Yeah.
and, like no matter what else is going on, like you got
That's
it. You got it.
that's good right there. You know, that's fun. Let's do that.
We don't all have to snap though.
1, 2, 3.
you don't all have to.
All right.
Would you guys ever perform a doo-wop?
I would do it.
How about right
now?
now, live on camera?
All right. I take the low.
Boo up, boo da, boo up, boo da, boo up, boo da, boo up, boo da, boo da.
That's hilarious.
They always have that high pitched in the duos.
All right.
Do you know that glow in the sun is also a metaphor for the attainment of enlightenment?
I did not know that, and
I
we did
didn't.
not know that, but luckily we were told that just recently, and that is pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
that's fucking
we
amazing.
came across the name by just happenstance. We were
Happens.
by
Happenstance?
happenstance. What's wrong with that
Who
word?
made it up? I don't even know, man.
Continue.
Somebody called me and said, "Hey, glow in the sun." Wasn't it you, Nigel?
Yeah,
No,
well,
where'd
it
you
was.
get
We
it
were
from?
all set. We were all sitting
were
in the back
all
of our
sitting
house.
around.
We were all sitting in the
I
back
said
of the
glow in the
house.
sun, and everyone was like, "No." And I was like, "Think about it
No,
for a while."
I think we
and
were
we couldn't
talking
think of
about
anything better, so we chose glow in
And
the
that's
sun.
how we chose the name.
We couldn't think of anything better. Yeah. But attainment, enlightenment, that's mind blowing.
Yeah, that was crazy that it just happened like that,
That's
right?
an eerie, creepy, amazing,
It's
and
kinda-
awesome fact.
Yeah. We were so attuned to our enlightenment that we didn't even know we were that enlightened.
I actually
I
hated
did
the
yoga
name
this
Glow in
morning.
the Sun the entire time we've been a band until I found out that that was what it was about. I've read so many books about the whole enlightenment thing, and then I hated Glow in the Sun, and now I know that it means that. And that's awesome. So now
Mike is
We should
enlightened.
try to.
You would
No,
say
I'm
Mike's enlightened.
I'm enlightened.
You're
that
enlightened.
somehow.
You're closer to being totally enlightened
closer.
to that,
Not a lot
to
closer.
that point.
Closer than you were before you disliked it, when you disliked the name.
So yeah, enlightenment.
Yourself in front of
What are the inspirations for the band as a whole?
Everything.
Everything.
Life.
I mean, honestly, it's
Daily
more,
life.
We
The
get
sounds you hear outside.
When we get in a room with all four of us, it's more us working off of each other than anything else as far as inspiration goes. Sometimes we'll come with songs that were somewhat pre-written, and by the end of the night, the song will be completely chopped up, rearranged, and completely redone. And yet, it's still the inspiration that all of us have gathered around us, whether it be our daily lives, whether it be just any. I mean, it could be anything. And like I said, once we get into the room, it all goes out the window, and we just feed off of each other.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on how people's days went that day. You know, if like Nigel had a shitty day at work, Tyler has a great day at work. We come home and Tyler may play happy drums, and Nigel may play something really crazy over there on the keyboards. So yeah, I guess the lifetime, just daily lifetime experiences.
Everything,
Yeah, everything.
yeah. Including all music, like everything. I went way further with the everything.
Yeah,
I don't
thought
listen to the
everything was
I don't
pretty,
listen
like,
to the
summary
drier and
right
fine
there.
beats like this dude, but
Yeah.
like I always wanted to be in a band that didn't have a specific style, and like man, I don't know exactly how to say we don't have a specific style, but we don't. And I think I've heard that from some people.
But I think that's our style. That's our style.
Is that there isn't a style? It
There's
still
no
sounds like us.
boundaries. There's
It
no
still sounds like
boundaries
us.
for us. You
It's not
know.
a specific style.
At least that's what we go for. We
No
want-
boundaries.
We want to be able
Yeah,
to. We want to be able to go from a country song to a rock song to a hip hop beat to a crazy synthesized noise mess. You know, we want to be able to do that and not completely alienate our fans in that way.
I want to play Nutcracker music.
I'd like to play the Nutcracker. We have
I could do that.
Apparently,
I have
everybody
free
wants to
tickets
play
to the
Nutcracker.
Nutcracker.
It's just like, what the hell? The hell? The hell, man? Like, get off of me. She almost stepped off.
Harley.
Damn, Harley, you're dangerous.
Harley.
It's got a big old fart streak right across the moon. It's like all the way across the moon. Either that or it's taking off at an extremely rapid pace. I would say super moon speed is what you would describe it as.
What other speed would that be?
There's only one super moon speed, Mike. There's only one super moon speed.
I know everything about it.
I heard about moon.
I rode the mighty moon worm.
I used to believe that there really was a man in the moon and that he pooped cheese.
You did believe that?
I
Like, for
really
real?
believed, yeah, dude. Well, my mom always said there was a man in the moon. So I just thought that if there was a man in the moon, why would he not poop cheese?
Is that where you got that line from? Half
What?
price tickets to the man on the moon.
Half price tickets to the man on the moon? I don't know.
Isn't that what you
man.
said?
Yeah, it is. I don't know, man.
This is a showcase of Nigel's beatboxing skills.
I don't have any.
In my soul, in the river, in my soul. In my soul, in the river, in my soul. In my soul. soul in your when you shake my bones and quiver in my soul, Indian giver in my soul, in my soul, Indian giver in my soul, in my soul, Indian giver in my soul, in my soul, Indian giver, where you shake your little bones and quiver in my soul, Indian giver in my soul.
What is the story behind how you got involved with Glow in the Sun?
It's called Craigslist. Apparently, everybody in the band met through Craigslist. I think Tyler and Mike initially met through Craigslist. They were looking for like band members, and then they met Nigel through Craigslist. And then I started teaching high school in town, and I was bored and didn't have anything to do, and I just wanted someone to play with on the weekends, like at like a bar or something. So I put an ad up saying like, what did that ad say? Like I was just looking for a blues guitarist looking for a drummer, and then Tyler had put up an ad saying singer with balls, no BS, or whatever the heck it said. And he wrote back on mine asking like what I sounded like or anything, if I had any audio clips, but I didn't. And then I just hit him back up and said, yeah man, I'll come try out, I'll come play. He was like, do you sound anything like Robert, we need you to sound something like Robert Plant or Joe Cocker. Yeah, Robert Plant, Mr. Joe Cocker. I was like, wow, shoes to fill. Maybe I'm not gonna sound that good, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, showed up at their house and did the deed, played a couple songs, and hence you have what we have.
What was your first impression of them?
First impression, they just looked like some chill dudes that played music. Like, it was exactly what I expected when I walked in. Like, the garage was like grungy and like smelled like cigarettes, and there was like some drums here and chords everywhere, and there was kind of just shit. It was exactly what I expected. Yeah, it was my first anything I've ever been in. I played in no bands and nothing my whole life. This would be the first musical experience I've done. I played a talent show in high school. I played 2 talent shows in high school. And
What type of talent show was this?
it was just school talent shows. I went to a little private high school. I think I played one song I wrote, and then I played a Dave Matthews song, Gravedigger. Yeah, it was all sad though. Talking about everyone dying.
So how long have you been singing?
Man, since I was born, I guess. I mean, my dad plays a lot of music. He plays like piano. He's an excellent trumpet player. He's got an amazing voice too. He's real deep, like bass voice singer. And I guess singing in church, like went to church every weekend growing up, and he would always sing, and he would always sing in harmony, and we had to sing. Like he would stick the meslet in your hand because you had to sing, even if you didn't want to sing, even if you thought it was weird, because there was like a cute girl behind you and you didn't want her to catch you singing, because then that would be not cool. But then your dad, who's this giant dude, is sitting there making you sing, so you're like, crap, what do I do? So you sing, and it makes you better. So thanks, Dad. But yeah, man, I've been singing my whole life, singing everything. Boys to Men, me and my little sister and my older sister, we used to always clean the house, and we'd get down on bended knee and like clean the piano keyboard or something, like with the dust mop. And yeah, man, we sang a lot of stuff, danced a lot growing up.
What are your inspirations musically?
Oh my gosh. Everything, let's see. I grew up initially like on a lot of old country, I guess, like Johnny Cash, Charlie Pride, Waylon Jennings, a lot of Merle Haggard, and I listened to a lot of R&B, I guess, and a lot of ghetto Houston rap was like what I grew up on. And then I guess college I really started listening to rock and started listening to everything. And now, man, I listen to classical, I listen to Gregorian chant, I listen to Indian music, I listen to everything. Dance music, electronic, everything. I love it all. Except heavy metal kind of scares me to the points where I can't take it sometimes. And what other music? I don't know. Scary stuff I don't dig too much.
What is it about Gregorian chants that you like?
Man, they put me in a trance. They just the low frequencies and like everything in harmony, and just the energy that builds in someone's like just opening their mouth and making noise like ooze out, like is amazing, especially when you put a bunch of people next to each other. and they're all chanting in order to get them into a trance to help them reach some kind of like higher mental state. So they're trying to get themselves in a trance, so of course it's going to put you in a trance. It's an amazing feeling. Yeah, you got to really appreciate the music though.
Would you ever attempt that for the band Glow in the Sun?
Oh yeah, I would attempt anything under the sun, man. If it sounded cool, I would do anything. There's so many different styles I would love to sing in different ways, and sing like a girl, sing like a crazy, crackhead, sing like a, whatever. I don't know, man. Just a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, sky's the limit as to what we can do or what we will do. So we'll just see. Time is what we need.
You know what I wish we had, eh?
What's that?
Some goddamn horseshoes, eh? Because if we had some horseshoes, we could throw them at the perfect arc. We'd probably get a couple of ringers.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what?
You know what? There's no pike out here, but I guarantee you there's a couple of walleye out up here. In the,
You know what is a little bit better than horseshoes? If you got a
bocce ball.
you
I
took the
took
words right out of your mouth.
Yeah,
Oh, you
bocce ball.
This guy. Me and this guy.
We lived on Eagle's Nest, and that's where we wrote the album. So
I didn't live there. I met them on Eagle's Nest.
Yeah, like the whole.
I guess
the
you
whole
would say
CD.
the reason why it's called Eagle's Nest is because, like, we were all babies being formed from a nest.
The whole CD,
We
the whole
grew.
first album, the whole band, everything came from the house on Eagle's Nest, and everything sparked. We weren't even Glow in the Sun when we got that house, but we just became it, and we were just done recording one album, on the way as a band by the time we moved out of the place in 1 year.
So in a way, it was kind of like an homage to the place.
Yeah.
It's like a thanks for giving that to us in that area.
Yeah.
It was a piece of our lives.
Thanks to the
And,
SAPD for arresting us
Yeah.
and being so kind with all of the noise violations, because man, they were really just right
Top
there
notch.
for us.
really cool
time.
until they arrested us.
Every time,
And
yeah.
I have a feeling they only arrested us because somebody was like, "Dude, you're going out there all the time. Do something.
Yeah.
Make it worth."
Wait,
taxpayers'
what do
money."
you mean they arrested you? Like,
They arrested the
your
whole
house?
band.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
actually
one
we
night.
actually
They
got
walked
arrested.
into our house. The door was shut. They walked into our house.
They walked in
arrested us.
and arrested us.
Noise
and-
complaints. By then, I think it was like the 30th noise complaint. I'm sure, and we had really
Yeah,
upset
it
neighbors.
had
It's
been-
not
it
like
had
we were
been
playing
months.
past 8 o'clock at night. Our neighbors just wasn't having it, and we ended up getting the cops called out there quite a bit, and I'm sure somebody was breathing down their neck saying you better do something about it now. So us three ended up going to jail that night.
It was a
For
Sunday
other-
night.
For other
we all
reasons
had to
than
be
just
at
the
work the
noise.
next day.
I don't think they can arrest you for making noise, but we got arrested.
Yeah, we got
They walked
arrested.
into our house without anybody's permission.
Well,
So you were there for one night completely?
one night.
How was
yes.
that?
That was
Well-
the worst night I've ever spent ever. I never knew what it felt like to have my freedom taken away. When I was grounded when I was a little kid, I was like, man, a couple of times I was like, whatever, and I just left and did my own thing anyways. And when I was actually sitting in a cage that no matter what I could not get out of, and there was a crackhead in front of me doing this for hours.
I danced with
And
him.
he smelled
was
so
sleeping.
bad.
He
He
was
smelled
sleeping,
so
standing
bad.
up.
I thought I was gonna go crazy.
I'm
And then,
telling
like,
you.
after a while, after like 2 hours of sitting there being so like crazy angry because he smelled so bad, I was like, "What is that smell? I don't recognize that." So I just started like sniffing, and I realized it was sour milk and piss.
it made me feel exceptional. Go back to the start, 'cause my love is just intestinal. And it's saying you're crazy, I'm lazy, you're lazy. It's just wanting to be your friend. I tried you, you found me inside you. But I just wanted to be your friend.
Who did the cover?
My buddy I grew up with in high school, Clint Edwards, great buddy of mine. He is an amazing artist, and he's been painting stuff since he was like a little kid. And he just gets in the room and does this, and it turns into that thing on the wall.
It's a big blown up image.
It's a blown up image of our CD cover.
I think what ended up happening is he knew this guy that made these amazing paintings, and the paintings that he made and showed to us in pictures just went so well with the music that we were writing, and it felt so right. It was very colorful. Our music is very vibrant, funky.
Vibrant, yeah.
And we wanted to convey that, and when somebody picks up a CD and sees that, I want them to be able to be, okay, well, this looks fun, this looks colorful, this looks like something I could actually listen to, pleasing. And that's kind of what we got from his paintings, and that's really why we chose it, because not only are they great paintings, they really go well with what we have as music as well.
They got a good feel. He's working on more stuff, so we'll see what he's making. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's making some beats.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
And now he's got a real musical influence go along with his image.
Clint Edwards.
Clint Edwards.
Clinton Jorge Alfonso Chuy Edwards.
He's a BP buddy.
What's that?
He'll know what I mean.
Best cow player?
Nope, I'm not gonna say it on air. My name is Tyler Hill Weaver. I'm the drummer for Glow in the Sun. Drum set. I use a DW Dominion Series Ash Pocket kit. I love it. I found the kit at a Guitar Center, and I was actually there looking for a banjo. I was gonna buy a banjo and learn how to play that, but I sat down on this DW Dominion kit, and the second I heard that bass drum, the second I rolled down those 2 floor toms with just the high, it was just, I fell in love, and I ended up spending a lot more money than I planned on that day. But I came out with an amazing, amazing kit.
So is the one you use now the same one as then?
Same one. I bought that kit about 3 years ago, something like that. And ever since then, I've just been fine-tuning it, and you know, I did replace the snare with a Tama 14 by 4 or 5 snare drum, just because I like that quick crack of just a little bit thicker than a piccolo snare. But that's basically the set. And then I use all Zildjian cymbals. I'm a Zildjian lover, so to speak. You know, so I use all a custom Zildjian cymbals.
Was that the exact same set used for a recording?
No, I'm a pretty hard hitter when it comes to playing the drums. So I go through cymbals relatively fast, and all my like crashes and rides end up getting a crack within about a year or so. And even the smallest crack makes such a big difference on a cymbal that it's just like, man, I can't have it. So about maybe once a year I gotta go get new cymbals. As of right now, with our schedule right now, I'm sure that will increase once we go on tour and all that good stuff.
So what's up with the whistle?
Oh, it's a train whistle. I actually found it from a band called Hell and Lula out of Los Angeles. But it's a form of silent protest from a nonprofit organization that helps rehabilitate children in the Congo that get kidnapped and taken from their families at young ages, and from these rebel forces in the Congo. And the kids that are too small to hold a gun or to kill anybody or anything like that, they give them these same train whistles right here and put them out in front of the lines and have them sound off alarms as like a networking system of when the government or any type of enemy to them is coming on the way. And often these kids at such a young age get pushed into the enemy lines, and unfortunate things happen to them. And this organization donates 100% proceeds towards the rehabilitation of those kids.
So philosophically, how do you view the world?
Oh man, philosophically, the world it's what it is, you know? Things happen, and there's nothing you could do to change it. I like to say that I believe in coincidences, but I don't. You know, in a sense, I think that everything is spelled out and everything is pre-written, so to speak. And but not to say that anything is by a divine force. I think time is just this thing that happens, and it happens in a certain way because that's the way it can happen, you know? And things are, now granted, choice is involved in this somewhat, but not to an extent that you can really make a huge difference about things that can happen. I think there are different paths to the same end result, you know, but nothing is in a detailed form predetermined. But long time wise, you know, I think everything is going to happen one way, and that's the only way it will happen, and it can happen. And you know, it's just the way things are. You deal with it and you go on.
taste that salt, Nate?
Yeah, it was all in my mouth.
You fucking stupid. I know.
Y'all do know I'm getting a mini pig at some point, so none of y'all.
We're getting a duck. We're getting a duck.
Oh, actually, you can
we
get
have
a
to
mini
get
pig, but
we can't get a duck until we have like a
I really
house.
want. Here's the deal. I want a dark mini pig. So if you get a mini pig, don't get a dark one. Please don't get a dark one.
All I
Y'all
care
hear
about
me?
is getting Harley a pet duck.
All right. If you get a mini pig, don't get a dark one. I want a dark one.
That's all I care about.
I'm gonna get a dark
We're
one.
not getting a mini pig. We're getting a duck.
I'm gonna get a mini pig.
I might whatever.
I might name
whatever.
I think I'm
mini
gonna
pig
name
you
them.
want.
I think I'm gonna name them Critter.
We're gonna get a regular. We're gonna get a regular duck.
I mean, I hear Critter. He's gonna be like, oink, oink, oink.
December 2009. After a lengthy trial of many different vocalists, the three of us finally found someone that was willing to take all of our bullshit, deal with it.
Willing to not faint.
Yeah, and not faint.
Yeah.
And
And
actually,
their bullshit is ridiculous.
Play a song
So is
on your
mine.
own.
We're
play a
basically
song on his own.
Show us what you got. Not too much to ask when you're going to a vocal tryout, but like nobody would do it.
Nobody.
Except for
Oh,
him.
what do people expect?
And the dude that fainted.
yeah, the
He-
guy.
Oh yeah, we had a guy
He
that
played
fainted
the
on
Radiohead
us.
song.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. He just literally
Fainted.
after playing for a while, he wasn't really doing anything while he was there. But ended up going inside. We hung out for a little bit, and then said, "All right, guys, well, let's go and play something and show us what you got." Upon walking out of the garage, of the door from the house to the garage, the guy literally fainted in the walkway. Literally just fainted. It was pretty intense.
Weird.
Yeah, in a weird way. You didn't just fall
Kind of
down.
scary.
Like,
I know I'm
It's
gonna
like a
faint at
seizure
some
kind of
point.
thing.
Yeah, it was like a seizure type of thing. It was
I haven't
really-
fainted
really
during the show
interesting.
yet. It's gonna happen.
and then
It's
he
gonna
didn't
happen,
say
but
anything
it
about it. I
hasn't
mean, that
happened
shit happens. Like, I could
Yeah,
understand
he
if
tried to
somebody
play
had
it off
some
like
weird
nothing
thing.
But he
going
said
on.
like absolutely
But he
nothing about it. He didn't. He was like it never even happened after.
He just
after
been
he
like,
woke
hey
up.
guys, look, I
man.
know that was weird. This is what happened. Sorry, dude. It just
And it would have been alright, but he said absolutely nothing. Like he just went on like it was a normal thing.
That was really weird.
Philosophically, how do you view the whole world?
Oh man, God, how do I view the whole world? Sometimes it makes me so happy, I want to scream and I can't stand it, and I just like have to jump out of the car almost while I'm driving because I feel so ecstatic about how good everything feels in my life. And sometimes it scares me to the point to where I don't know if I can take it anymore. I just want to go crawl in a corner and not talk to anybody for weeks. So I think the world makes me feel everything. I mean, the state of the world right now is it's not headed in a good direction right now. There's got to be hope in the future because everything's got to turn out good. But the morality of everybody is terrible. People don't care about each other. People are really selfish right now. But this hope. There's got to be hope, right? You know, so everything will get better. That's why I get so crunk about music and everything.
How would you define your writing style?
I guess I didn't really start thinking about that till this year, but I guess I would say it's like a culmination of just everything that I've been exposed to my entire life. Like my writing style is, I pull from everything. I pull from English class in high school, writing a poem about like, you know, my pet turtle dying because the neighbor's cat ate it. Or, you know, like I practiced like just making up songs in the shower while I'm vacuuming and all day when I teach with kids, I'm constantly making up stuff. So I think writing style is just like, I don't know, I pull from everything. I pull from the music, what I like, and then I'll take theirs and change it up, and I steal, I jack, I borrow, I keep. So I don't know, man, everything.
What's your stance on groupies?
Hey, what are we talking about, like just people in general or a certain gender?
Certain gender.
I appreciate him. I will love him to death. Obviously, I love the females. They're good, but I gotta find a good one though. It's hard to find the good ones, man. There's a lot of sifting through you gotta do, and you just gotta get one that just appreciates things for what they are and doesn't have to be pleased necessarily, but you enjoy pleasing her because it makes her happy.
So one last question. For those who don't know, how would you define Nate the Great in general?
Nate the Great is defined as good wills, man.
I say a lot of things to a lot of people that may come off as, you know, whatever, but behind everything, man, I just want people to just to feel what I feel, which is goodness a majority of the day. So I know a lot of people don't feel as good as I do all the time, so I guess I just want everybody to feel what I'm feeling. And sometimes it frustrates me because they don't, and I'm like, God damn it, like, why can't you be up here? But I realized that that's what music is for. Like, get on my level, man. Get on my level. So that's Nate the Great. Get on my level.
What do you want your fans to walk away with?
Love. Yeah, that was wow.
With art, man.
Yeah.
What I think is that art is the only thing, or rather, it's a good example of what makes us different than anything else that's alive that we know of, is the fact that we have abstract thought. And music is a really abstract kind of art if you think about it, because you don't see it. It's just like sound that you're organizing.
And you do see it.
I don't know, like nowadays,
in your
what I would
head,
love
I
to
mean-
change, what I would love for people to take away from our music, if we ever got that good, is that music doesn't have to have genres and boundaries, and you don't have to wear a badge that says I listen to rap or I listen to fucking punk. Is that music can be anything. It's just sound, and it's just what makes you feel good. That's what I would want people to. I don't remember what I was answering.
Beautiful.
I think he was asking you how your day went.
What do we want?
Oh, okay.
Or
Your day went lovely. I think it was the answer.
I don't remember the question. I was just
Lovely.
Something about art and music.
It's something about we're really tired of everyone being not so nice to each other, man, and we just want people to be
All
happier.
you need is love.
Oh, you
God, it's so old and so said so many times.
you,
So
man.
right,
God
but
dang
it's
it.
not me.
I'll
It's
turn
the
the
truth,
whole
man.
That's
We're happier when we're
You
not fighting,
let
that's
out,
for sure.
You open Pandora's
Our music's
box.
better.
Right.
See, right now, serious, not as happy, weird feeling between us.
But before, now it's great.
When you walked in, I was not prepared. Your shadow signs told me, but my eyes didn't care. And I want you until I need you on the road. You bring my self-respect, you made me forget I know. Ladies, when I call you, for one of these days, my soul's gonna rob you. Look into my got a little affinity for my identity. So baby, finish me, and I'll drown in your blood.
Got my cigarettes.
And my beer.
You look above your nose and below your knees.
All right, state your name for the camera.
Michael Tejas.
All right. So how'd you meet the members of Glowing Sun?
Strikes Back was my first band. No, my second band. But the only band that, like, you know, stayed together for a long time and did something worthwhile. And the drummer, we replaced him with Tyler, the drummer in this band. And I was the bass player, and I don't know, we started being a new band of Strikes Back and like a new version of it. We were going to change the name, but we never even got that far. And that's how I met him. And then we decided that we would move into a house together and try to find people that had nothing else to do but play music like us, or didn't want anything else to do, rather. But Nigel was the guitar player and singer for another band, Mono Trio, that Tyler had played with for a little while, and we just invited him to play bass, because I've always been a guitar player since I was like a little kid. I only played bass in Strikes Back because that's what they needed, and I just wanted to be in a band. But we asked him if he wanted to be the bass player. We're like, hey, you know, I'm a really badass bass player because I was a really good guitar player. Maybe, you know, he'll find that same kind of groove, you know, and it'll be fun, and maybe he'll dig it. Which he did. And that's how I met him. And Nathan, we met through Craigslist, because we put up an ad that said "Singer with balls, no bullshit." Because we had tried so many times, and like he was asking me, "Hey man, what do I put up for this last post? We're gonna try, one last time to find a singer." And I was like, you know what, man? Like everybody that comes is really timid and scared, and like doesn't want to just like get out there and sing. And we're looking for a front man, somebody that's a singer, somebody that you want to watch. So one of those people that is shows everybody else how fun it is to be, just happy and fucking great and like a free spirit, I guess. So anyways, we put on Craigslist, badass singer, no bullshit, or something like that, and he responded. So that's how we met him.
Who are your inspirations musically, or generally?
I guess specifically with guitar playing, because I'm a guitar player, is Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix and Harley. I don't know how you got out here, but this is Harley. I think we mentioned her earlier. Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix, like back in the day, like that was, I don't know, I don't want to be lumped in with hippies and nostalgic people for the 60s, but at the same time, it was a time in music history where people were very free and happy and just made music because it was fun to make music. And the people that got big were the people that really loved making music. And, it's an inspiring place to be. So there was great musicians that came out of that. And that's why those guitar players are my favorite, because everybody since then seems like they're copying somebody or trying to fit into a certain formula. So they're my inspirations on playing guitar. And with music, just in general, I don't know. I mean, I dig everything. We've said that so many times. This whole interview is everything. But the Beatles were my favorite band for a really long time. Metallica was my favorite band before that. When I was a little kid, my first favorite band was The Doors, and now it's Outkast. And just recently, I got into the girl singer pop thing, because it always sucked for a really long time. Don't get me wrong. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, like blah, blah, blah. All those, like, were really lame and boring, even though a few of them could sing really well, but that was it, But now, for some reason, it might just be because I'm at a different place in my life, but I realize that girl singer pop bands, like, just, I don't know, man, they make you want to, like, dance or something. And it's just fun to listen to. I love it. And so, yeah, everything. I mean, Beethoven is my favorite classical music, and honestly, I think Beethoven is probably the greatest writer of music ever, because there's just so many things he did that are completely timeless. They don't even have to have words. Like, people can attach to words really well because they might completely speak to you, but people will remember For Elise and Moonlight Sonata forever. Those little melodies, like, you just know them for some reason. And that dude, he was just the best writer of music there's ever been.
Sean Figgins up there in Mooseport, Wisconsin, where they got the cheese smoke and the cheddar smoke coming down. They got some good pike up there, and it's up there in Wisconsin, kind of around Lake Sacagawea, where they got the good Caribou coffee down there, Got it for about $1.50. That's a good price for a cup of Joe down there, don't you know?
What's the story behind the 20-second song, Figgins?
Nate, what's the story behind that?
The story behind good old Sean Figgins is that, my friend Christopher Ray from Colorado Springs, Colorado. When we were in college, he had this character he did. It was from Wisconsin, and he lived in Wisconsin for like 2 years. And he just made fun like of Wisconsin people's accent. And he'd be like, he'd walk outside on a cloudy day. He'd be like, look at all the clouds, the cheese smoke stick in the air out there. It's like they're making a lot of cheese up there around Green Bay. It must be, it's gonna rain some, goddamn cheese out the sky. And he would just like walk out of class and say that crap, and we just did it all the time. And I don't know, it just turned into a guy that, his name is Sean Figgins, and he lives up in Mooseport, Wisconsin, is how it's pronounced.
The locals.
The locals love pike, they love Caribou coffee, and they definitely love ice fishing.
I took a picture of a Caribou coffee in Ontario.
Oh, awesome!
Oh, Mike!
Mike spilled some beer.
I got a towel.
Oh, Mike! Wait, there's a towel right here that's already dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I dirtied it.
In that case, I'm getting another beer.
I dirtied the towel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, while you're over there, grab me one.
Chone Figgins. So that was Chone Figgins. And then we were in the studio and they just
Does anybody else want to
told me to do them.
I do.
And we did.
Actually, it was one of those things in the studio where it was more like we were just so all at ends with each other as far as, you know, it was a stressful moment being in the studio. You want to get everything right.
Yeah.
And that was just a release for us. It was just so much fun. It was just so much fun to do. You know, just to sit there and make funny noises in a microphone and make funny voices and just have, you know, remember the reason why you're doing it. And that's why it turned into so much fun. That's why we had to keep it on the album, because it's fun.
Everyone laughs when they hear it. I mean, I don't know anybody that doesn't smile when they hear it, so I mean, good job.
All the people do whatever I say. Stop the world. When you think you're moving off instinct and you just don't think that I trust, ask your little mother, tell it to your brother, then run for cover or you'll get crushed. Oh, she stands, waits in darkness, close and say, well, I thought about suicide a time or two. But you know, in the end, I did it all for you.
Lady Gaga, dude. Lady Gaga is like the master of them. I don't know, like she's actually the one that got me into it because I saw all these things where they were making fun of her. I saw what's his name, Christopher Walken, doing a spoken poetry version of Poker Face. I was like, yeah, those are the worst lyrics ever. Those are so ridiculous. And William Shatner, I think, some point made fun of her. I don't know. I saw a bunch of stuff like that. And then I saw pictures of her. I realized she was hot. That was cool. Whatever. They're all hot. But she dressed like, you know, all crazy David Bowie style. And I was like, you know what, man? Maybe I'll give it a shot because she looks cool. And I don't know, man. I just remember driving one day and Bad Romance, I think, came on the radio. And it's just one of those things that I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to listen to this, but like normal me, if anybody else was around, would, you know, I would be like, oh God, Lady Gaga, switch it. I was like, you know what? Nobody else is here. I'm just going to give it a shot and try to like it just to see. And I did a lot. So yeah, Lady Gaga is probably my favorite because she's actually a really good writer too. Like really good writer of dance music. Like, it just makes you want to dance.
Which one of your favorite songs of hers right now?
Alejandro. That song is awesome. I don't know why. Like that was actually the one song that really got me into it. I was sitting around like one night, like after I had listened to Bad Romance and thought, okay, this is pretty cool. I saw that her whole new album was on like some website so you could listen to it, but you couldn't buy it or it hadn't come out yet. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to sleep anyways. I'm just going to put on some dance music, low level, go to sleep. And Alejandro came on, and up until that point on the album, or you know, I was like, okay, this is all right, it was pretty cool. But Alejandro was just an awesome song. I was like, dude, I gotta listen to this again and again and again.
Where did the bluesy riff from Blue Blood come from?
It came from me, man. Jimmy Page, I guess. Like when Nate tried out, when we first met him, the thing that we asked him to do was just sing a song, something that shows us, you know, maybe your writing ability. If you've written anything, if you haven't written anything, just sing something that shows off your vocal abilities. And he had written Blue Blood, so he's like, okay, well, I'll play this. And immediately, like the first time he played, I was like, okay, I dig that. It's a really easy riff. It's easy to jam with. And as soon as it was done, like everybody's quiet for a minute. I was like, hey, let's play that again, you know? And I don't know where it came from. I mean, it came from blues. Like I was just listening to the words he was saying. He was talking about one of those relationships with, I guess, a stuck-up kind of bitch. And I don't know, man. I've been there. So the blues is very open. Like you play the same scales. You just got to feel it. And so I've just tried to play some blues to go along with it.
I seen him.
What I'm thinking on the beach.
Jeremiah, will you hold my cigarette? Oh wait, I'm gonna put them in my pocket. Taxes.
How do you can talk about your whistle.
I'm gonna talk about my whistle.
Well, if you would listen when I talk, Tyler, you would know that we are gonna.
No shit, right?
I said that.
Hey man, hey dude, okay?
This is what we deal with, bro.
Don't blame me for my problems.
I'm not gonna lie, guys.
Okay? Don't do that. Don't judge me.
Because Tyler definitely is not at fault for any of his own problems.
I judge the shit out of Tyler.
Me too.
We
It's
all
fun.
has to deal with
I feel like I'm Milian, you know? I feel like it's the people's court. I'm Nigel Barrios. Bass. Synths. Beatbox.
How'd you meet Mike and Tyler?
I met them through a Craigslist ad. I was looking for a drummer for a previous band that I was in. Tyler came in. He was a great drummer. It didn't work out at the time. His schedule was conflicting with our schedule. It just didn't work out. But he ended up calling me maybe 3 months later and told me that he had met a guitar player and really wanted to get a bass player that was originally a guitar player. And the guitar player that he had found, which was Mike, had a bass rack, and all I had to do was just show up. So I did, and that was about 2 years ago.
What bass do you use?
I use actually, I don't even know. Sometimes I use the Epiphone, this beautiful piece of work right here. Sometimes I use this beautiful piece of work right here. It's a Washburn. Nice. Warwick. And those are the two ones I mainly use.
What type of keyboards?
I use a microchord, this little work right here, and I use a Yamaha piano esque type of thing.
And do you prefer white or wheat?
Wheat.
Why?
I like the grains.
All right, who are your inspirations?
Oh man, my inspirations, it ranges, it actually ranges daily, from going from Mozart to David Byrne to Brian Eno to Tool to Damian Rice. I mean, I don't really. The two people that I tell people that I learned how to play was Adam Jones's guitar playing for Tool and Dave Matthews Band, Dave Matthews, and that's how I learned how to play guitar. Those two people, learning their songs, and it's just been different ever since.
How is it playing bass and keyboard at the same time live?
It's difficult, but it keeps my mind expanding. It keeps me limber, keeps my musical chops up. I want to push myself as far as I can. With a bass, it's really easy to keep a note's velocity while still being able to have your right hand do other things. And I've been able to, little by little, been able to play melodies while playing the bass, and I feel that it pushes me as a musician more than anything else, and that's really why I do it.
Can the fans of Glow in the Sun expect more beatboxing in the future, like Indian Giver?
The beatboxing, yes, definitely. I love doing that. I love it. It's one of the things that I love to do, and I always practice it. And it's one of those things that I don't have to be around other people to practice. I can be in the shower and beatbox. I can be alone and beatbox. I can be on the way to the school, on the way to work or whatever, and be beatboxing. You know, it's just something that I just love to do on my own. And so of course you're gonna be hearing more of it.
I want to do it
now. Definitely. Let's try. Just simple.
Like Tired, my skin is dry, and I am on my way home. When you find your peace of mind, you close your windows and your blinds, and I am on my way back home. I love the excitement. It makes me feel so good.
Anything you want to go out with? Anything you want to say to your fans?
Anyone I want to go out
Thank
with?
you.
Yes, there are a lot of people.
One day we're gonna free Tibet.
Dude, we gonna start naming people we want to
Zoe
go out with?
Deschanel? Michelle
Oh,
Trachtenberg?
Zoe Deschanel.
Michelle Trachtenberg?
Katy
Dang,
Perry.
that's throwback.
Katy Perry.
Tyler
the fucking
loves
video
dirty girls that are
with the
Lady
little
Gaga.
fucking like little whipped cream shit. Oh man. How can you? And that fucking
I would like to
comedian,
take
that
this- I tried to have a
comedian from
conversation.
England is like dating her and shit.
I
It's like,
tried
he's
to have
cool
a
guy,
conversation
though.
with
I'm
this
sure
dude
he's
while a Katy Perry
pretty cool.
video was
Tyler
on.
is
And
a
it was
very
like, hey Tyler,
superficial
how was your
guy.
day? What? Oh, I was asking while he's looking at you. How was your day, Tyler? What were you doing? Was it hard? What? I don't know.
I have a lot of things going on up here, okay?
No,
Wait,
not a lot. Just
what?
one when you were watching that video.
Oh, Katy Perry, yes. It's hard to pay attention to other things when she's like doing her little candy
Especially the
It's hard to
Sesame
pay
Street
attention when
video.
you do your little candy stuff.
Sesame Street video was
I have to leave the room when
Seriously.
he does his candy stuff.
Jesus.
You should get his candy stuff on film.
Someday
One day.
in a new way.
You should go as Wolverine.
Probably the month of May.
Is that what you got going on in your head? That many things?
That's
Wow.
That's
what we're
That's what we're talking about. That's what we live with.
Hey,
that
look,
many
the
things are
secret
going
note.
on. Wow.
I'm smoking a cigarette.
And cut.
To the fans of Glow in the Sun, I say thank you so much.
Steal our music all you want. You don't have to buy it. That's stupid. It's yours. We wrote it for you.
The music would not be music without those fans. It's kind of like the whole, if no one's around in a forest and a tree falls, does it make a sound? You know, it's that type of a question. The fans are everything. They are the existence of the band. And without them, we would not be here right now. You know, there would be none of these cameras or any interviews or anything at all. We'd just be four guys playing some instruments, getting the cops called on us. We really appreciate it. And, you know, there is no us without you. So, thanks.
See all these little red dots?
Where's that from?
I got a bump on my lump in my throat, man. They're taking some cells out of it. Yeah, it's intense, right? It's pretty intense, but we're still gonna rock out tonight, so it's gonna be all good, right? F the bump in my neck. What's up, brother?
Apparently we only have one more song. out there. We're going to have a good night. I love you so much. Thank you so much for the time.
From alchemy came the notion of the philosopher's stone. There were those who sought the physical transmutation of lead to gold, and there were those who practiced alchemy in its spiritual transmutation, turning a dull, ignorant mind made of lead into a bright, enlightened one made of gold. The circle is perfect, never ending, never beginning, infinity in the palm of your hand. This symbol, chemically, represents gold, alchemically, enlightenment. Astronomically, it is the symbol of the sun, the bearer of light, humanity's salvation from the cold darkness of ignorance. The sun, our only star. It is the symbol of pure illumination, the divine light of knowledge, enlightenment, the understanding that this is all, that this is perfect, that this is it. As all of the Buddhas have said, be, don't try to become. Being is enlightenment. Becoming is ignorance. As the Dalai Lama said, true enlightenment is nothing but the nature of one's own self being fully realized. The idea that we are already enlightened, that we bathe in light, that we glow in the sun.